I mean, you got to really ask yourself if you was given the opportunity to like live out your highest dream, like whatever your like wildest dream was, which is usually something that manifested or started when you were a child. What if you was given that opportunity at any point in your life, like right now you watching this video, would you take it? And that's the type of opportunity that I was given, and people think that I'm playing that was presented to me last night, um, and I decided to go ahead and take up the offer. And it was really first inspired by Sylvia Brown, and she always taught me that the highest levels of the psychic thing is when you get a contract to actually work with these security agencies or even sometimes law enforcement. And this is kind of like what I'm moving into, but this is a little bit deeper than a contract, and this is why I'm doing this first segment, because it's already kind of playing out, and it started as a raw contract, I can guess you kind of say, and now it's moving into a physical contract because there's physical items now involved in this situation that it's deeper than a person that you could say is like snitching or something like that, because in this scenario, um, I'm actually to them the target because of the fact that in this type of situation that I'm dealing with, this is dealing with the scenario that was never solved, and it's involving millions and going into like possibly billions of dollars, and this person just left me the keys to like, I guess you could say, $1 billion business slash purpose. It's a good way of putting it. And I decided to take this offer tonight, and he was just like, this person, I'm not going to really go into it, but this person is international, from a different country. I myself right now am supposedly, I say supposedly, based in the U.S., but right now they're not telling you this stuff on the news, and I want to talk about that too real quick, that a lot of what you thinking is the U.S. and all that is de facto now. You have all type of various flags that right now we're considering this a branch of actually Algeria. It switched over. It was a contract with Morocco, but the high sheriff switched over to Algeria, of which, I kind of agree with based upon what's going on right now. And I think that's probably why they dropped the contract with Morocco. Um, Even though, you guys know that that's my actual birth, not a descendant, but birth place, as far as my physical shell. And I'll go into that more as you watch videos, because I've really never covered that. And a lot of people, they see my birth record information physically, and they see, well, you're from supposedly born in Ohio, and that's another story in and of itself. But actually, this is based on my birth, was going to become like a branch of Morocco, but they decided to give it to Algeria, which I could kind of concur with too, based upon the points and stuff. And when you visa and stuff, but I just want to kind of, that's a part of it, but that's not really going into what this is. So like, I'm moving into this information that it's high level, and a lot of it could possibly lead to a situation where it's a case, but it's not going to be the type of case that you've ever seen. This is going to get to a level of like, and don't think that I'm nuts or wild, because it's hard. You guys can check the history on this channel and kind of see what we've already walked through. It's going to get, like, I guess you could kind of say like a situation like Batman and his situation that he had with the Joker, and how that kind of led into situation with law enforcement, viewing it and then eventually stepping in. And that's where we're at now. So this is based upon a situation like that with myself. And, I just said a couple of other teachers that are kind of having a game, but it's a real game, a serious game. Even though it's a game, life is a game and everything's a game, but it's a game to a point where it can get physical it has got physical, and it can continue to escalate and get more physical and even end your life, of which that can even be altered too in this particular course. And that's what we're kind of in, and it's worth, like I said, billions of dollars. And that's why it's serious, because it wouldn't be serious if it was just no money involved, and if it was just something that we was just kind of doing amongst ourselves, like a little tennis game or something like that, just for fun, for practice, or even for free. But there's notes always, and actually it hasn't really been a lot of notes. It's just that people are cashing out these days, but it goes from notes to cash outs and different stuff like that. But that's where we're at. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I do want to kind of be descriptive because we're moving into this particular scenario. And I've always said that a lot of the stuff that I do could affect presidencies and things of that nature, and this is definitely one of those styled scenarios. And I'm calling it a game just to specify because of the fact of looking up what a game is. Anything in this economy right now, in this economy, if you're living in it, is a game. Now, if you want to get in reality, I could teach you that as well, but that's not where we're at. So that's why I'm calling it a game, just to kind of specify. People like, man, metaphysics is serious, and I mean, it's very serious, but it's also a game. It could be turned into a game based upon economics, is what it is, and who's doing what's putting up, or what's going on, as far as notes behind the scenes as well as in public. But yeah, it's information out there that was kind of like I said, keys that was left to me about things that I was involved in that could possibly get into a scenario with time travel. So a lot of the stuff that you're viewing, because this is already going on privately, so of course when you're watching this video, you may be new to it, but no, I'm speaking to someone that we've been doing this already for about 2 years now, like solid. This has been going on for about 2 years. This, what I'm even talking about already, even though I'm just presenting it today, this has been going on for 2 years. So this has been going on for 2 years, so you can kind of see it's a lot, but it goes into time travel. So some of the stuff that you're viewing may have not even happened yet. You have to remind yourself of that in this book and course that I put together. And if some of it has already happened, it may try to replay itself out, and then some stuff is in the present and in what we call reality, and we can deal with reality, but only in certain lands and certain environments. There's certain environments on this matrix, or this earth, of what you call earth, which is really a computer model of which I've talked about, that it has to be played out as a game. It's not reality. So that's why, especially here, what they call the United States, or whatever you call it now, but really originally it was called America, and connected to Atlantis, and it was a vacation land. That's what you got to remember. This was always a resort. So that's why when I teach about like the wealthy versus the working class, which goes into slavery, versus the free world, you go into that, which can go into homelessness versus housing. That can all of these be integrated together if you understand that. But all of that goes into how this country was set up. And right now, based upon where I'm at, time has stopped and shifted. And what we was taught about this is not true, is now melting down, and no one really has the keys. And that's where this comes in at this whole episode. And eventually, as you guys follow it, we'll understand it as a book, which I said started, if you follow this channel from 2 years back, that's the book, and continuing on. But again, when you're watching a lot of that stuff, again, some of it hasn't even played out yet in certain realities and time references. So, and when I say that, I take that very seriously. We're talking about like even people that could possibly you think are dead, which is serious, that aren't. And it's serious because people don't see them, and they're like, man, come on, this can make you crazy. But yeah, it could, based upon information and research. So I'll be coming up with more. I just wanted to kind of throw a lot of that out there, is just ideas on where I'm at, type of stuff that I work on, the type of readings that I do. All this started out of pocket. When I say it's a contract, no one's paying me directly. Like, here, you're going to get this every month. I want to remind you guys that. So this is all, of course, an entrepreneur first, an entrepreneur effort that has to, though, now because of where I'm at in this scenario and with my contracts with other people online, because we do have contracts online through these videos, um, has to happen. That's all I'm really going to say. I'm not going to be too descriptive, but a lot of stuff just has to happen now, and there's really not much we can do to alter it. So, as far as like rewriting time and stuff like that, and a lot of what I teach has to be understood based upon quantum physics and the reality of like you existing on many levels of like your DNA, but then your body being more like a computer connected to another grid that connects you to an even higher grid. So connected to another grid on the earth that connects you to what you would call the astrologer's zodiac, which is an even higher grid, and going into another computer operating system, of which I've studied for years. As you guys know, the name of this channel is, of course, 13 Signs Astrology, as well as the email account, which is at gmail.com. But the name of the channel is 13 Signs Astrology at YouTube. And you guys knows I've been studying that a while, studying that, and I've already pieced together a pretty nice grid myself to even show you of why I'm, you know, in this position. But now we're talking about billions, and we need to have, to even get on that credit level, we would need to have thousands of dollars like really at our disposal constantly, and we haven't made it up to that point yet. So that's a lot of why a lot of this didn't get Visa, but that doesn't stop us on a credit level from Visa in it. So that's what we decided to do. And even if it's change that's given and donated, we appreciate it, because it's just going to add up to Visa in it to the highest level that we can. So you guys stay tuned, follow the language of scripting, and I'll be coming up with more. Peace.